It's a blue morning show where the vibes are flowing, so fresh, so low. Everything's about Chelsea, feel like pride. We repping our team, standing side by side. Win or lose, we carry that blue. Cause Chelsea, see Chelsea, it's all true. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. In the stands we jump and sway, feel the beat. Got that rhythm in our hearts, can't take defeat. Every match we rise, watch the game unfold. Blue blood running deep, our story told. With every win we celebrate our crew. Chanting songs for Chelsea all day, it's true. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no one. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. So the banners fly high under the sun. Every player on that field, together we run. With each kick we feel the passion ignite. For Chelsea our hearts shine forever bright. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. It's a blue morning show where the vibes are flowing, so fresh, so low. Everything's about Chelsea, feel like pride. We repping our team, standing side by side. Win or lose, we carry that blue. Cause Chelsea, see Chelsea, it's all true. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. In the stands we jump and sway, feel the beat. Got that rhythm in our hearts, can't take defeat. Every match we rise, watch the game unfold. Blue blood running deep, our story told. With every win we celebrate our crew. Chanting songs for Chelsea all day, it's true. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no one. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. So the banners fly high under the sun. Every player on that field, together we run. With each kick we feel the passion ignite. For Chelsea our hearts shine forever bright. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. It's a blue morning show where the vibes are flowing, so fresh, so low. Everything's about Chelsea, feel like pride. We repping our team, standing side by side. Win or lose, we carry that blue. Cause Chelsea, see Chelsea, it's all true. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. the stands we jump and sway, feel the beat. Got that rhythm in our hearts, can't take defeat. Every match we rise, watch the game unfold. Blue blood running deep, our story told. With every win we celebrate our crew. Chanting songs for Chelsea all day, it's true. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no one. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. So the banners fly high under the sun. Every player on that field, together we run. With each kick we feel the passion ignite. For Chelsea our hearts shine forever bright. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no one. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. It's a blue morning show where the vibes are flowing, so fresh, so low. Everything's about Chelsea, feel like pride. We're repping our team, standing side by side. Win or lose, we carry that blue. Talk Chelsea, see Chelsea, it's all true. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud, 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 no. All them a cheer, them a cheer. Cheer, 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 loud as the crowd. In the stands we jump and sway, feel the beat. Got that.
Yes, good people, big up to all of you. Welcome back to Chelsea Perspective. Welcome for another edition of the Blue Morning Show. I do hope you're all doing well. We don't have too many items lined up to talk about, but because we keep it interactive here, chances are we'll talk a lot about the small items we have to talk about. We'll talk about Enzo Fernández finally speaking out about his prolonged transfer saga, however you want to phrase it, to Chelsea Football Club. It took like forever before that particular, before he was able to get his desired move to Chelsea. And then we'll talk about Estevao. A lot of excellent stuff from his from the Brazilian national team manager in Don Carlo Ancelotti. And then we have other items. Not too many. And once we exhaust those, then we go news hunting. Chances are, by the time we get done addressing those items we have lined up, new stuff will emerge. Yeah, because it's a Chelsea Football Club. Quite a lot to talk about, but thank you once again for finding the time to join the conversation. I cannot thank you guys enough. Even though we've not been consistent, the support have been coming in. We're still gaining a whole lot of subscribers, getting closer and closer to 29 then 30k subscribers. Sincerely do appreciate you all. Let me say hello to those in the chat before we start addressing the items we have lined up here. We have Patrick Joyce brings a lot of updates, and I love that. And I believe that people in the chat also do enjoy that. Patrick, nice to see you. It's been a minute. You did tell me, I can't quite remember, you did give me a reason why you've not been constant, for lack of a most relatable or specific language there. But nice to see you once again, Patrick. He says he's doing good. Okay, having a good conversation there with Nat. But that's, by the way, without wasting much of your time, I think we're just going to get into addressing the items we have lined up here. Give me 1 second. Let me take care of this microphone. It looks like I'm hearing some static noise on my end. All right, keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. Once again, I appreciate you all finding the time to join the conversation. And without wasting much of your time, I think we're going to start addressing the items we have lined up. The first one being Enzo Fernández's what he has to say about that particular, in recent memory. I think probably one of the most prolonged transfer saga, in my opinion. But we'll look at it in a bit. Let's see. Let's get started with it. Not that one in particular. This one right here. Let's switch things up so people can see what they want to see. Okay, give me a second here. Right, there you go. Let's see. Is it ready? All right, there you go. There we have that. I need to switch this up like this. There you go. So this one here, Enzo Fernández opens up on that crazy deadline day Chelsea move. Yep. Crazy indeed. And Fabrizio Romano was like Tom Cruise on that day. Everybody was glued to their, you can say, football fans worldwide, not just Chelsea fans, were glued to the television, waiting to see if it happened finally. And the manner at which Fabrizio announced it, my goodness, I will never ever forget the way he did it. Taking phone calls on a live show actually, and making sure the viewers or his followers knew exactly whom he was talking with, speaking to on that day. I've never seen anything like it. If you've seen one transfer saga that was, you could say, more dramatic than that of Enzo Fernández to Chelsea Football Club, do let me know. Maybe we've had all the prolonged transfer sagas, but not as dramatic as that of Enzo Fernández to Chelsea, in my opinion. And Patrick is saying, okay, I'm going to be watching the Scotland game tonight on the BBC. It's a must win for this national team if they are to secure a place in the World Cup next year. Good luck to them. Yeah. So let's read it. Enzo Fernández opens up on the crazy deadline day Chelsea move. The first paragraph there, it's a long one actually. I've become so lazy. I don't like reading something when it's bulky, but this is not bulky. But yeah, good to know. I did realize on time that, yeah, I've gotten used to, you could say, write-ups that I prefer to read being snappy, and that's not okay. Okay, let's see. Enzo Fernández opens up on that crazy deadline day Chelsea move. The first paragraph reads, it was a month of a lot of chaos. Wow. A month of a lot of chaos, transfers that were happening, transfers that weren't happening. I was very young at the time. The truth is that incredible things were happening to me in football. But at that time, obviously, that month was all very crazy because one week I was going to Chelsea, the next one I wasn't going. It was that crazy. And the second paragraph reads, that's how it was until the end of the month. So nothing. It ended up happening on the last day of the market, a very high value transfer. And well, I think it was, as it was, I tried obviously to enjoy it in the last few weeks. If it happened, great. And if it didn't, in the end, it was a club like Benfica that gave me everything, but it was crazy. It finally happened. Today I am in Chelsea. I went through an incredible process here at the club with many changes. Well, today I feel very good with a group of people who are my teammates with whom I share every day with the coaching staff. The truth is that I feel happy today. More importantly, he is happy at Chelsea. But we have my friend and bro, from a fellow content creator to a bro. I'm quite sure if we weren't friends, you'd be cooking me on X for Nigeria not making it to the World Cup. Better keep it like that, otherwise we're going to fight.
Yeah, Nigeria are playing haram football. So, what do you expect from them?
No, that was crazy, really. In all honesty, Nigeria, I've always said we don't deserve to be in the next edition of the World Cup, really. Something needs to change. It is one problem or the other, but that's by the way, we're here to talk about Chelsea Football Club. I'm quite sure you still remember very well how everything unfolded. The Enzo Fernandez transfer to Chelsea. Was it Sporting Director, the former Portuguese player? Um, very difficult to deal with. You could say argue after the Laurentiis of Napoli, he's the next one that's very difficult to deal with. It wasn't easy, but finally it happened. And truthfully, Enzo at one point behaved as if he doesn't he wouldn't mind staying or remaining at Benfica at the time when he scored, when the transfer saga was still going on. He scored, and either he tapped the badge or kissed the badge and then pointed to the ground that he's staying. But it was a crazy. I don't remember any transfer that was, you could say, as crazy in recent memory, that was as crazy as that of Enzo Fernandez to Chelsea. But let's hear you.
Yeah, that was crazy because we waited so long for this still to happen until the last day. I think the what was that? I forget the sporting. It's not the sporting director actually. I think it's the sort of a president or something.
Well, a high-profile individual at Benfica. I mean, that'd be correct to say.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I forgot his name, man. Oh my gosh, that guy's so
popular
good.
actually, but yeah,
Yeah,
go
it's
ahead.
popular. But overall, I remember the celebration because I remember before that game, Enzo was pushing to come to Chelsea, and it seems like the deal won't happen anymore. And then people were taking nonsense about him, and then he scored a goal. He celebrated like that. He took off his t-shirt, just like the Aston Villa game. Remember Aston Villa game? He scored a free kick, and then he took off his t-shirt, something like that. So he did
And
that,
yeah,
and
and
then
at the time before that Aston Villa game you're referencing, there were rumors suggesting that he was going to join Real Madrid. Go ahead.
yes, so it took time until the deadline day. I remember the sporting director was Christopher Vivel. He couldn't get the deal over the line, and then Egbali and Todd Bowley step in to make sure the deal happens because the reason why they wanted Enzo Fernandez is because Todd Bowley was in the World Cup, and then he saw Enzo Fernandez was bowling during that tournament, saying, "No, no, no, I want this guy Chelsea," and they made that deal happen. So overall, I think this is a fantastic signing. And I remember when after a few days he started the game. I forgot the game, but he started that game for us, and then it was Bolly playing a deep line midfielder, replacing Jorginho, who was our deep line midfielder. Overall, this is a fantastic signing for us. What a player, man!
Yeah, he's proven. I mean, he's proven to be a fantastic signing for us. I get it. A lot of people, you could say, at some point turned against him, especially the local fans. That's because they felt like Conor Gallagher at the time was a much better player for Chelsea. But for me, I'd argue that notion definitely down to lack of understanding to what with regards to what he brings to the table and the sort of player he is, or maybe overall lack of understanding of how football works. But once again, that's my opinion. Yes, people, keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way, and we're happy that eventually that new feature that will allow us to stream in both landscape and portrait formats will get to us. Currently, first, YouTube is rolling the feature out gradually, and probably because we're not a big account yet, we're still a small account. We've not been, you can say, allowed access to that particular feature. It will allow us to stream in both formats to cater for both our followers that found us through YouTube Shorts and those that found us through landscape format videos. But more importantly, keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes that do go a long way. I appreciate you all finding the time to join the conversation. 4 likes. We can do a lot better than that. We have 17 people following the show, but only 4 on YouTube. Then the rest are shared between X and Facebook, where they equally Coachila doesn't know. And I have my Ghanaian sister in Wendy on the panel here. Wendy, you better not cook me. Yes, my birth country. Yes, I'm an American, but my birth country, I still support them. I hope you're not going to cook me. Otherwise, we're not going to be family anymore. But Wendy, how are you doing? Let's see. We can't hear you if you're watching. Wendy, we cannot hear you. We can't hear you. Sorry about that. Or are you able? Can you hear her, Tebejo?
No, no, not yet.
So she definitely does have a connection issue. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna continue reading the report. I think I need to change this. Give me 1 second here so that people can see the screen that I'm reading. I need to go back to this guy here. Which one? I'm sorry. Okay, this one here, but we need to go to this format here. Let me switch it around. All right, the second part. Okay, we've read this. There are other reports also here, not reports, comments from him, because yeah, these excerpts, or you could say portions of his comments, responses to interview questions. And the second one, Enzo. What am I mixing up here? I said, did I just type Enzo and it just brought up even Enzo Maresca's comments also? But that what date was that? I don't want that one. Oh my gosh. Why wasn't I paying attention? So I'd have to go back to that. But he did talk a lot about his teammates, his relationship with Moisés Caicedo, their chemistry on the pitch and all that. A whole lot of other stuff that he talked about that I would have liked us to read. Oh my gosh. What was I thinking? But that's okay. I'll find it. So we have TC. TC, nice to see you once again. I appreciate you finding the time to join the conversation. It's been a minute, and I hope you've been good. I did ask you the same question the last time you joined us here. So let me see if I can find the rest of his responses during that interview. This one, probably I saw this and felt like, okay, I have everything I want there. Okay, I think yeah, I've seen a few of them. Enzo Fernandez here says his dream is to win the Champions League or the Premier League with Chelsea. We know what that means for the club. We try to represent in the best way every day and every game. I mean, no question. He's again, even when he at times when he's had bad games, you could see that yeah, he's pushing the best he can. Give it his all. And in most cases, in games that I've seen him struggle, actually, if you pay attention, usually those sort of games where you can say the entire 11 players or maybe nearly all 11 players we had on the pitch in those games didn't do well. But of course, usually easy to you can say to single him out and blame him for no just cause, in my opinion. But good to hear this from him. Tabeho, you want to add to that, or you're good?
Yeah, I'm all good. I'm glad that you have already have big ambition for this club. So hopefully we do that while he's at Chelsea.
Yeah, I hope so too. Wendy, you want to come in?
Big up.
Big up. Don't cook me.
Yes, please.
If you do, we're not gonna be family anymore.
Big up to you guys. Tomato, big up to you too.
Big up, Wendy.
Big up
How
to
are
you,
you doing?
Tomato.
I don't know if you have anything to add to Enzo Fernandez opening up on that. You could say the most prolonged transfer saga in recent memory, at least for Chelsea. I don't, but even
Yeah.
globally, I don't remember anything close to that. But yeah, let's hear you.
Yes, please. I was on space on X when we knew we were going to sign him, and then it was taking very long, and then we knew how special Enzo is. Me myself,
Hmm.
I knew how special Enzo is when
So
I
you're not
watched
one
him
of
from
those
the
that
World
think
Cup.
he's not good enough for Chelsea.
No, I think he's good enough for Chelsea. He's more than good. Right now, even Madrid wish to get Enzo. Real Madrid, they wish they had a player like Enzo. It's just that some of the Chelsea fans don't know how important this player is to us. And
Hmm.
then they forget so soon how we wanted this guy so badly. And then you could see the owners have a clear mind and a clear idea how they want to go with Enzo. Because I can see Enzo is part of the face of the club now. Because ever since we've signed Enzo from that kind of amount with Caicedo, I don't think the owners are going to break the bank to buy that kind of a player with that amount. Enzo is very important in this team. People don't see, some of the Chelsea fans don't see how important he is.
Why do you think
Hey,
that's the case?
yeah. And if you don't understand, as a woman, you have to understand life, that life is upside, is down, is up and down. He's a human being. You can't expect him to perform all that every season. No. He has his own personal problems. He has his family. He has everything. He has some things to solve on his own. That's the problem with some of the Chelsea fans. To me, I wish Enzo would just retire in Chelsea. He's ever since I start supporting Chelsea, he's one of the players that it wasn't easy to get him, and he even helped to come to Chelsea. I think he made a lot of effort. Without his effort, he would
And
not be
at the
as
same
strong
time,
as
he
he is
was
now.
being professional.
Yeah,
I see again. I see. He said in this in that comment we read that yeah, at some point you could say you can interpret that as him that he had given up at some point and was willing to stay to remain at Benfica and give his best if he works out if he ended up not working out at the time. But go ahead, what you were saying.
yeah, coach, you are right in what you are saying. He came to a time that whatever happens, he's okay with it, because you see, people don't. Sometimes you just have to see the body language of a player, and then you know the kind of person he is. You see, he loved this club, and then I read his interview, and then he speak very well, and then I know why he's the vice captain, and then he deserves it. For me, I'm going to support Enzo, whether good or in bad time or in good times. All of the Chelsea players, they are also human beings. It's just that is sometimes it's very, when we become emotion, that's how we start to blame some players whenever things go bad for us. But I remember how we tried to get Enzo, and then Enzo is with us now, and I pray he still remain with us. It's just that I know that when Madrid come knocking, maybe he might go, because you know these South American footballers, they have this kind of big vision or big dream of playing for this big club like the Barcelonas and then the Real Madrid. But Chelsea is also a big club. Chelsea is not a small club.
Mhm.
So
And here's the thing: Madrid getting him, if they're serious about getting him, even if he wants to join them, it's not going to be easy. And I don't think probably. I think the most important thing, he ended that comment by saying he's happy at Chelsea and he has teammates that he loves to play with. My point is, it's not going to be easy. Madrid might be interested, but they know he's on a very, very long contract. So,
yeah,
so getting him won't be easy. I think it would take some record breaking transfer fee for Chelsea to say, okay, you know what? Yeah, just sign the check. But go ahead, what you're saying.
yeah, coach. And then he has to be, Madrid, when they are coming for you, you have to be on your feet all the time, just like Eden Hazard did. And Enzo is the kind of player that he's not that consistent all the time, but he's a good player and a very important player. And then now he understands how Maresca plays, and he's one of the best midfielders with for now in Chelsea. And then I think he's an important player for us. For me, I like him. I
I
like him,
do
and I
like
don't
him
want
too.
what for us to
Yeah.
lose him. And I'm
And we
happy
have.
he's on a
Go
long
ahead.
contract.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm happy he's on a long contract, and this contract, yes, coach. This contract thing about these players, I think somehow the owners are getting it right, because when you give a player a long contract, and then you give him like 3 to 4 years, he became very good at top player. You can't just let him go. When he wants to go, you are going to sell him for a big money, and maybe that club cannot afford it. So I think we have him locked up, and then I'm happy with it.
Yeah. Look. You could say it does give us a little bit of an edge over the future with regards to the future of the player because yeah, the truth remains irrespective of the length of the contract. If the player ever decides he wants to leave, a lot changes. It's just that, yeah, the aspect where you could say the advantage is that, yeah, we get to ask for a lot of money given the fact that that player signed a lengthy contract with us. But that's by the way, we have the captain of the community in Constantine Dunchu. big up to you. I appreciate you finding the time to join the conversation. I don't know if you have anything. We don't have not a lot out there to talk about, but yeah, it's important to discuss what Enzo has said. You could argue nothing new. These are the things we know already. These are the things we paid quite a lot of attention to at the time when the whole thing was unfolding. But let's hear you if you want to add to that, or would you rather us move on? But thank you for joining.
Yeah, big up, Coach.
Big up to you too.
To Bego, Wendy as well, and everyone in the chat. Yeah, look, exactly what you said. He said everything that we already know. He's we know Enzo Maresca likes him. As soon as Maresca was hired, we said at the start. I'm pretty much sure I said it, and you said it. You said, yeah, you agree that he's probably going to be Enzo Maresca's captain. He's guy on the field that he goes to.
Not just captain. He's going to be one of that is the most important players. Even at the time when Maresca wanted to sort out the defensive issues, that he introduced the pairing of Caicedo and Lavia. People thought that was it for him. And some were saying that the moment Andrea Santos returns, that's it. But go ahead with what you're saying.
Exactly. Well, we thought he was going to be a very important player, key player for Enzo Maresca, and that's pretty much turned out. So, yeah, he's a very key player for how we play. He's the number one. He covers the most ground. So, last year he started adding the assists and the goals, which was missing previously. So Maresca has converted him to add that to his game as well. So yeah, look, you can't ask more of him. World-class player, in my opinion. A lot of people don't agree, but for me, he's a world-class player when you've won, at international level, pretty much everything. And
I mean, it's like winning the World Cup. It's like graduating from a college with your certificate, and somebody say, "Yeah, you're not a college. You didn't graduate from college. It just doesn't make sense." And in this case, you could argue he has 2 degrees, college degrees: the Club World Cup and the World Cup. And you're telling me he's not a world-class player?
Copa America as well. Which
exactly. It just doesn't make sense.
Yes. So there's a lot on his CV already. So for me, that's my criteria: winning a lot, being in the top club, in the top 3-4 leagues in the world, basically the top 3 leagues, probably more in the world. So you're starting for your country, you're winning for your country. The only thing next is to win for the club. So, and that's what he said in the interview. That's what he wants to do, and there's no way he's leaving unless he achieves that, in my opinion. If he does achieve that and we start winning Premier League, Champions League, then you might see him in a few years' time. Let's not forget he's still young. And, going to Madrid, you don't have to be young to go there. They take players that are all different ages, especially
as long as
you're more established in your top of your prime, 28. Then maybe I can see him going if they come and he's actually achieved that with Chelsea as well. Then I can maybe see him going. But I don't see him leaving until he actually achieves that. He's the type of guy that once he puts his mind to it, as in the interview, he wants to do that with the club. He wants to repay back the club, the fans, and I think he will do that. And yeah, maybe after that, he'll probably get a move to Madrid, which I don't think anyone can blame him if that happens. If he wins with us everything, and then, when he's 28, like Hazard, but similar, 28, 29, then he goes to Real Madrid. Well, I don't think you can blame him if that's the case. So
I will not.
Yeah.
As much as I would like him to stay longer, but if he achieves those, again, the Premier League and the Champions League, and decide, let me try something, that's fine. We all have dreams.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah. So I don't blame him at all. But I see his commitment as determination to win with Chelsea. You can see that was burning at him in the interview. He really wants that bad because he's won everything else now. He really wants to win at club level, and that's next for him. And hopefully we can deliver that for him, and he'll definitely help us do that.
Yeah, and he understands what that means for the club, just like he said in this response in this interview, where which reads, Enzo Fernández, my dream is to win the Champions League or one of either. For me, my interpretation of that first paragraph in this particular comment is that either one of the two, he'd feel, if he wins one of the two, he'd feel fulfilled. Yeah, correct. That would be okay for him, for the club. Yeah, probably if you so. except if Madrid don't come calling, once he wins one of those, if they come calling, I think he's gonna say, "Yeah, bye, Felicia," and I'll respect him honestly. He could have left when we were struggling, because one thing people don't understand, irrespective of whether the player signed a contract until 2047, the moment they decide they want to leave, that changes everything.
Correct. Yeah.
They're not
The club will
stupid.
facilitate that. Yes, they
Yeah.
won't keep him. So yeah.
So we've read that one. This one also, we've read that one. This one also. Enzo Fernandez on connection with Caicedo. I think you could say that's the pairing. They have a very good chemistry, both of them. He reads, the connection is that when I found out Chelsea wanted him, obviously, I was the first to call him, because being a South American, the club also asked me on their behalf to try. Why is he doing this? Saying that part. The club also asked me on their behalf to try to talk to Moy so that he would come. And obviously, I did, and I wanted to bring in an incredible player like Moy, who contributes a lot to the team. The second paragraph reads, we know what's good. Everyone knows what it is, and also the humility he brings, the humility he has, right? Also in everyday life, a boy who always wants to learn, who tries to help you. The connection is very good. Obviously, uh, much better now that the years are passing. We shared many moments off the field too, and honestly, I feel very comfortable with a great relationship and a great connection on the field until Argentina plays Ecuador. Of course, I remixed that aspect. But Dante, I don't know if you have to add anything. You
Yeah.
can say they have a very good chemistry, and we've seen the pictures of them off the pitch, and that's good too, because you could argue that that's an important factor. Having a good relationship on and off the pitch does both do go a long way. But let's hear you, Dante.
Yeah, look, great relationship. The translation's a little bit different quite there when you say it in in Spanish. It's a little bit different, so it doesn't come across like they forced him to call Enzo Fernandez, Moises, to get him across the line. That's not really how it reads. You gotta know, you gotta understand a little bit to get the context of it in the Latin language behind it. That happens in Romanian a lot as well. People get confused when that happens, so that's why I know about it. The club said if he wants to call Moises Caicedo, basically that's what, if he wants to call Moises Caicedo to talk to him, he can. That's how he comes across the translation, more than it was like the club told him you have to call him. It's not you have to call him. You can call him if you like to talk to him. So a little bit different, the translation there, but yeah, so of course the club's going to say that, call him.
But there's nothing wrong in. I mean, it's not. We haven't
Yeah,
breaking any rules by doing that. The clubs do
No, I
that.
just saw some people, and I heard you break a little bit there, saying, "Why did he have to say it like that?" But it's not
Yeah,
really like that. I
jokingly,
saw a lot of people
go
on it
ahead. Yeah.
saying, "Oh, the club forced him to, call. They forced him to call Caicedo to convince him." No, that's not the case. They didn't force him to. There's no forcing involved. They didn't force him or beg him to call Caicedo. They asked him if he wants to call, to call him to speak to him if he likes the player. And obviously, being South American, they've played against each other many times already. So yeah, a little bit taken out of context there when people think that the club forced him to say, because I saw a lot of the haters saying, "Oh, they even had to force him for Caicedo to join to call." No, that's not. Yeah, you don't understand the context of the actual conversation. So yeah, they didn't force at all. They just simply asked him if he wants to call Moises Caicedo to talk to him about Chelsea. Very different from forcing him to call. So just want to point that out. Yeah, look, everything's good. They have a great relationship. They both have, the wives, the kids. Caicedo's got the kids as well coming along as well. So they're very similar in their life, where they are age-wise, everything wise. So yeah, they have a great relationship off the field. I've seen many where they hang out and they go on holidays together and do stuff together. So yeah, that's very, very important. you want that. You don't want players to, not really get along. So I think that's one of the strengths of this squad. A lot of the players get along. They're very in a similar situation, most of them. So they get along very well, most of them together. Yeah, so that's very important.
All right, thank you so much for that, Tabil. I don't know if you won't have anything to add to that, but first of all, as you guys can see, if you're interested, and I know a lot of you are interested, Patrick Joyce is back, and he has a lot of updates for our listeners here. This particular one reads not a lot of news to bring to you, okay? But I heard that Norwich City are set to announce Felipe Clement, former Rangers manager, as their new coach. Okay, thank you for that update, and we have 2324 joining us, joining the conversation. Thank you right there. And Patrick Joyce says, serious news: a former footballer has been sent to jail for 27 years. Who in particular? Let's see. Big up to you too, Mike and Nim. Nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well. More likes, people. More likes. 6 likes. We can do a lot better than that. And we'll try the best we can to stream consistently. We'll fix the internet connection and a lot of stuff. And you can say it right now, the only show that will suffer, the news roundup show, for a while, not forever. To be honest, according to Mike and Newman, I'd rather have Jadon Sancho back than most of our left wingers, even Semedo. I would take Garnacho over Sancho for reasons I don't want to get into right now. I like Sancho, would have loved him to stay, and I'm quite sure even he, if he looks back, he'd regret not accepting the salary we had on the table for him at the time. But that's just my opinion anyway. I don't know. Dante, Sancho over our current wingers, all of them, maybe over Gittins for experience, but I think Gittins will eventually get to the level of Sancho and probably offer a lot more, because Gittins, he can score too, which actually did so far. He scores more than he creates, but as he becomes mature, he'd get a lot more assists than goals, because he plays on the flanks. But nonetheless, let's hear you, Sancho over our current wingers, just like Mark and Nemi is saying there.
Yeah, look, like you said, maybe just because he's played a lot, but a bit more experienced, obviously, a little bit more mature, but very much very similar, and probably more speed, definitely more speed from Gittins as well. So
and Sancho being more experienced, right?
Yeah, more experience. That's the only. There's not too much difference, because if you go look when they played, for Dortmund, Gittins was doing a lot of that stuff as well. Sancho was doing, but. So very similar in that sense, but yeah, at the moment, because of age, experience, and just you'd have to say Jadon Sancho just a tiny bit, but for the next few years, couple of years, you are definitely a Gittins. So yeah, it just depends your preference really. They're both very good dribblers at high speed, dribbling at a very high speed. So which is
But Gittins
we probably don't need
two. I don't know if you said
yeah,
that.
we don't need 2 of those in the squad. We've got 1. You probably need someone like a more powerful player like a Semenyo, because he's power as well. So he's got a strong player. He's more of a power runner and physicality, and that a bit different. So would add that.
If you don't mind, Semenyo brings more balance, right?
Correct, more balance. Yes. So you have Sancho and Gittins on the same team. It's very similar. That's why you take Garnacho, because he's completely different type of winger from those two. So yes, and then Semenyo's again very different from those two as well, because he does it differently as well. He's more of a power winger, that runs, likes to come more centrally, not go out as wide as much as those. So again, a very different type of winger as well. So balance is key, and yeah, we know Maresca loves his balance as well.
Yeah, he does. Tabeho, you want to add to that, or?
Yeah, to be honest, I'd rather have Semenyo over Sancho for me, because I really like players that have physical and power. Sancho is a good player, but again, man, it doesn't really fit well in our system. As much as I like him, but again, it doesn't fit well. But Semenyo, for me, I think would have been a better player for us. So let's see. But we don't need
He brings
a
good
winger
balance,
anyway.
more importantly.
Yes, and anyway, we don't need a winger. So I don't think Semenyo will come to Chelsea.
Yeah, let's see what happens, really. But I know you understand.
Yeah, but if you're going to choose, like you said, Tobago, you choose Semenyo over Sancho. I would as well, because of
100%.
the versatility, the strength, the power. We don't have a winger like that. That's very different. So yeah.
And I'm not speaking that way because I feel like I do feel like Sancho had his chance to remain a Chelsea player, but rejected it, and now look where he's found himself and hardly ever plays actually.
He's a bench
It looks like
warmer
money
now.
was more important for him.
Sorry.
Money was more important for him. So
Yeah, and now I'm quite sure they're not paying him close to what we had on the table for him.
no, he's getting his money, coach. He's getting the money
Well,
that he
because
wanted.
he's not sold on a permanent. Man United still,
Correct.
so
Yes, they're paying
so
as
that
well.
aspect, doesn't make sense. Yeah, I agree.
They're paying his full salary, so he's still getting what he wants. So he's fine with it.
Yeah. So let's see, 20 3-2-4, left side of the Argentine and right side of Brazilian. Okay. Let's see, that Sancho, not a serious player. I wouldn't say that. I don't look, I've learned there are so many instances of the same, not necessarily issues, the same situation. Um with regards to players who's left Manchester United. I think I refuse to say call him a lazy. I don't think he's lazy. He's just the type of player he isn't that, and he has his advantages. It depends on how the manager wants to approach games and all that. So let's continue with Enzo Fernandez. This one here, Enzo Fernandez says he became a father very young at age 19. I was with Olivia at 23 with okay, with Benjamin, and obviously my children are my life. They changed my life completely. And obviously, every time I have a happy moment in the countryside, I try to show them or let them know they are very important in my life. I think this was translated word for word. I think so. Enzo Fernandez names 5 players he loves playing with. He named Messi, Cristiano Romero, Colt Palmer, Julian Alvarez, and Moisés Caicedo. Excellent. Enzo Fernandez and Caicedo, he's a very humble, hardworking guy who always gives his all for the team every day. I am very happy to have him at Chelsea. He's a machine. I hope he continues like that. More importantly, he's humble. And I didn't say that, he said that. So I don't think there's anything else here about that Caicedo news. So we're going to move to the next item here. Let's see. Markin Neum is saying, I am sure Sancho will accept the new offer now. Um, I read a few weeks ago that he still haven't changed his profile cover from Chelsea to anything else. I haven't checked of late, so maybe he does, but I don't know. Let's see from Chelsea. Yeah, Constantine Chelsea FC. Happy day. Is that you, Dante?
No, that's not how you spell my name.
I know, but chances are it's pronounced the same way, isn't it?
Yes, that's most likely probably Russian or something like that.
So
They
when
use
I
the
saw
K.
it, I was like, "Is that you?" But Constantine Chelsea FC, welcome. I appreciate you finding the time to join the conversation, and thank goodness your first name is spelled differently so that we can differentiate from the captain of the community and you. But we have something in common. We all support one club, Chelsea FC. So this one here, a report on N'Golo Kante. Uh, I've never, again, I don't know him personally, but the truth remains from afar. You could tell that this is a very humble individual, someone that cares a lot about other people and will almost always wants to help. So this reads, this is the person that shared the post. Says, just read that N'Golo Kante just finished building a $5 million hospital in Mali, and he plans to pay part of the bills for every patient who comes through. What a man. Indeed. Good news. Anybody want to talk about that, or should we move on?
No, look, yeah, he's talk about humble. Yes, that's N'Golo Kante. So
Even from
yeah,
afar, really.
yeah, for every club, but from every club base, they say the same thing. So probably one of the nicest guys in football. So yeah, he's using that money he got from Saudi for good use. He bought a club in France, a soccer club in France. He's done a couple of buildings already. He's been doing the hospital as well, and he's got plans to do more. I think a couple of more hospitals. So yeah, he's using that money wisely. He's invested that money well, and he's using it to help others, which is very important.
Yeah, honestly, I remember the story that he was advised to get his salary through an offshore account, and he refused, which I heard a lot of players do.
To get around taxes, yeah.
Yeah, to get around taxes or to evade taxes.
No,
Maybe.
he's the type of guy that will pay every single tax, no problem.
Yeah, doesn't want that dent. Even though you say he won't get into trouble doing it, just like every other player does, or many players do.
I mean,
In
coach,
my
he gets
opinion.
paid that weekly from his club in Saudi Arabia, so it's I mean, it's not that much for him, to be honest. With that new contract, he was getting like I think 4 or 5 million, I think something like that was I think nearly a week or a fortnight, I can't remember. So to put that away to do a hospital, to make a few hospitals here and there, that's what people like him should be doing, because especially back where he's from, because I mean it's not much for them to give like that. So more players should be doing that. The ones that earn at that level and that much money, all players should be doing that, really.
Yeah, this one here, I'll just read this one and I'll move to the Ancelotti's comments, which is, you could say, more context that I think we should talk about. But this here reads that Chelsea officials and members of the coaching staff believe that within 3 seasons, Estevao could reach the status of one of the 10 best players in the world. I mean, I just don't want to, you could say, let me just shut up, because I mean, if I see somebody arguing there's actually one of the best players in the world, right? He's within that range right now. I'd pay attention, actually, in my opinion. But that's me. I don't know anybody on the panel has anything to add to that.
Yeah, people need to pump the brakes with stuff like that, because he's not even starting regularly for us yet. So he hasn't really done anything yet, to be honest. Yeah, he looks nice when he plays. He's got a lot of quality, but he hasn't done
And that's
anything
not
yet.
you saying
really.
he's not capable of reaching that level or he's a bad player. It's important to slow it down a bit.
Well, it's very important because I mean, I see a lot of even our supporters. Lamine Yamal's nothing compared to this. I mean, let the boy play first regularly as a first team starter. That's number one. Then let him perform and score goals and assists at a high level. That's number two. Then number three, to win stuff with the team, for the team, not individual awards. So yes, then you can start saying that. Till then, we can't say that. People need to pump the brakes on that, because yes, he's got the quality, it's there, but he's a long way away from that. I can't say he's one of the, even now you can't say that. It's ESPN, so ESPN.
It just wouldn't make sense to do so.
No, you're putting unnecessary pressure on the player, and that's a lot of our fan base. And you know how much I love Estevao, but they just need to pump the brakes. You don't want to go way over the top, and you're putting him as the best player in the world already, one of the best 2-3 players in the world now already. The guy hasn't even played, hasn't done anything yet, really, to be honest. If you really look at it, what has he done? He scored 2, 3, 4 goals. I mean, he hasn't done anything yet. Don't put that pressure on him. That's unnecessary pressure, in my opinion. Let the boy evolve. Let him, let him develop, let him evolve, and let him achieve things first. Like I said, there's a few steps still to go for him to get anywhere near that conversation. So, yeah, give the guy a break and not put unnecessary pressure, because that could turn bad. So, that turns bad very quickly, and people can turn on a player very quickly when he doesn't achieve those heights very quickly. So, yeah, pump the brakes on that one, please.
Yeah,
In
you want to
opinion.
add anything? Go ahead.
Yeah, I was listening to Chelsea content creators just before I was showing here. Funny thing, they said they want Estevao to start ahead of Neto, or otherwise soon there will be Enzo Maresca out. Like, what the F? This kid is still young, he's still 18, and then you want him to start ahead of Pedro Neto? No way. And then this is simple. We all know which players Enzo Maresca really likes or the main players in his team. The other ones are going to rotate, but we all know his main players. And he wants Enzo Maresca to rotate, to bench Neto for Estevao. Come on, Chelsea fans. This kid is still 18. He still have a long way ahead of his career. So let Enzo Maresca integrate him and let him build momentum. Maybe from next season we can say these kind of things. But for now, let him learn in the Maresca system, just like the way we are doing with Andre Santos. Look at Santos. At Strasbourg, he was the main player, but at Chelsea, he's not because he needs to learn how we play. Until then, he won't be a starter. Come on, Shield.
Yeah.
I think
Look, he's starting for a lot of
Maresca.
minutes.
Go ahead,
Sorry,
Dante.
coach. He's starting when we're playing 2 games a week. He starts one of those games, so he's getting 90 minutes basically each one of those games, and probably another 40 minutes, 30 minutes in one of the other games as a substitute. So he's playing a lot still. It's what people
He's
don't
actually,
realize.
yeah. I think rotation. If you pay attention to the pattern, he sits on the bench today. Then the next game he starts.
Starting.
So, but people actually, to them, he should be starting every game. And there are all the factors that people aren't paying attention to, irrespective of whether you want him to be a regular starter or not. We don't have that luxury, even if he's that good. Even if you could say he's that good, even you could say if he's already properly integrated, and you could say pressure not being an issue, he's old enough. We don't have that luxury to be starting him every week. Even if Cobham is fully fit, he's not going to be starting every game. He plays one, sits on the bench on the next one. If need be, the manager will bring him on to come make a difference. Even at that, people aren't paying to just want him to start week in, week out. What happens if the manager starts doing that and he gets injured? And we've talked about this 1,000 times. And he is the only player that's, you could say, capable of, you could say, making a difference, just like Cole Palmer does whenever he's available for selection. So they just want him to start every week so that the manager, you could say, maybe drive the bus until all the wheels fall off. Then we'll learn a huge lesson. Sorry, go ahead if you were still saying something.
Yeah, that's definitely part of it. And that's why Maresca is especially not starting him in Premier League games, because Premier League he's been starting pretty much every Europe game, every stuff like that, because that's different pace. It's a bit slower, very different type of, he's got a bit of experience in that type of football. So, but in the Premier League, every week, physicality, the pace, that's how if you're going to start him every week in the Premier League and then start him in Champions League, that's how you're going to burn someone out completely and get him injured. He'll have major injury problems going forward. So he's not ready for that. He's 18, people. He's not quite, his body hasn't even grown or developed how it's supposed to. So you got to really take it easy in that period. There's not many players in the world that, even if you look back, someone was saying about Rooney. Rooney was starting every week for Everton at 17. Everton were not a Champions League team. They weren't playing 2 games a week. 1 game a week, that's different. Probably he can play
look
that.
How quickly Rooney retired.
Yeah, and he was English. He was a stocky, big guy. Even when he was young, he basically the same body type that he was when he was 25. He was the same at 17. So context is key and important. Even Ronaldo, when he came at that age from Sporting, Ferguson didn't play him every game. There's no way he's going to play him every game.
And can we be honest here? There are if you look back, there are, you can say, plenty of there are plenty of what's it called? Plenty of instances to learn from. Jack Wilshere started very early, lots of pressure on him from Arsenal's end, England's own end. What's his name? The other one before him or after him, Phil Walcott. You can say that overhype, a lot of pressure on young players. I think over time, a lot of the clubs have learned that, we got to be cautious here.
Well, even Michael Owen, if you look at
Michael Owen. And the truth remains, if look, the kid probably, if you feel them every week, he still do well. But he will come back to haunt him.
He will come back to haunt him. And not just him, the team.
Exactly, the team too. The team. But people don't pay attention to that. It rarely ever. It's a sort of, you can say, behavior or maybe sort of approach with regards to the integration of a player or giving young players playing time that rarely ever works. It almost always ends badly. Name all of them, how quickly their careers
Yeah.
end. And then pay
Look, this
attention
is,
to the ones that were integrated gradually. They still play even in their late 30s. But go ahead, what you're saying.
and this is where it comes back to that little people that haven't really played the game, that actually play the game, know the game, they all don't believe that. That's very important because they don't know how it is to train every week, play. They think it's like I said, a lot of the youngsters like FIFA. You can play every week, no problem. Any game, you can play 5 games in a week. It's not that. That's not realistic, and that's not how it works. So yeah, a lot of them, the ones that are young that haven't played the game and that understand, I don't blame them at all. It's the ones that are mature, old, that have also played the game and they're saying that. Well, those I'm going to criticize pretty heavily because if you've played the game and you know how it is, that is not possible to do that. So you're asking for trouble. So yeah, look, it comes back to that. If you play the game, you know that's how it works, and there is a step process, and there is a hierarchy, and you got to earn your place. Like I keep saying, he's very good. I love Estevao. He's not. He hasn't earned his position yet to be the number one guaranteed starter at Chelsea. I still have Neto in front of him. I still do. That's my personal opinion. For Premier League, especially for Premier League, not yet. It's coming. It could come in a few months. It can come in 6 months. It could come next season, but not yet. So just let him settle. Let him get better and better. He will get slowly, hopefully, better and better. But he'd also all this pressure. What could it could do? It could stop his progress because of all the pressure outside and that. So he's got to score, and basically when he plays, he's got to score every game and two assists and score every game. Otherwise, he's not living up to the hype. And then watch Chelsea players and content creators turn on him because he's not living up to the hype. And then so that's where you play a dangerous game. So you got to really manage the situation, and I think Maresca is doing that perfectly well. Exactly.
The annoying thing is actually that maybe it's ignorance, maybe the refusal to see things from the perspective of the fact that we have a lot of players injured. That if he gets injured, we don't have a similar type of player that's available to, you could say, do the things that he's capable of doing for us. But that's, by the way, I'm quite sure. I mean, maybe it'd be correct to say Carlo probably will be very happy the way we've handled his integration, the gradual process. Because if we play him like a lot of Chelsea fans want the manager to play him, he'd burn out before World Cup. Yeah. Definitely,
Yeah.
he'd burn out before World Cup and probably will be busy recovering rather than performing on the pitch. So,
I can guarantee you he'll get injured playing in
yeah,
England in the Premier League at the pace every week in the cold. Let's not forget, he doesn't play in that type of weather before. He's never played it's going to start getting really cold now. And it's going to stay cold till the end of the season. So it's going to get extremely cold. He hasn't experienced that before. So
and the kid himself, I think it'd be correct to say he's happy.
yeah, he's
Doesn't
happy. He's a happy
complain.
boy. That's his
And you've
background.
heard
So
him
he's
say.
happy.
I
He's
think
always
I'm
going to be
quite sure a
happy.
lot of us we've heard him speak about Maresca. He's spoken very highly of him. He understands, and people he has good advisors, in my opinion, which advised him to join Chelsea in the first place. Look, I'm not complaining. He's actually playing a lot. It's just the manager just you can say has to rotate because the games were coming in thick and fast, and I think the same again after the international break it'd be the same also.
Yeah. Look,
Um,
the only thing, coach, is most of the ones that are saying Estevao should start and Maresca's rubbish for not starting him every week are the ones that hate Maresca and hate Clear Lake. So it's just another reason for them to, pick on something basically as well. So you got to bring that up as well.
Yeah, this here reads, are the rumors of Enzo possibly leaving true? I heard no, I don't think so. At least not at the moment. Again, chances are he'd live in the future. Yeah, he doesn't own Chelsea. Estevao is better than Neto, but he still has a lot to learn. I think practically you just set it up. Even if you feel like he's better now, you could say ahead of him. What's his name? NATO is ahead of him. Neto, you could argue more selfless than him at the moment, more, and that's important to me actually. Big up to you too, IB. Nice to see you. I hope you're doing well, and I appreciate you finding time to join the conversation. Lamine Yamal took over for the Ballon d'Or winner, though. It's not that deep. I understand where you're coming from. Look, you can argue all that exposure to stardom. If you've been paying attention to the sort of life that Lamine Yamal is living, that on its own is a huge issue. Yeah. All that exposure to stardom carries a lot of, you could say, baggage. Do you think his life has been that simple? I'm actually concerned from the perspective of his lifestyle overall. I could be wrong. I hope you can say he has a sustainable career, but I'm way too concerned with regards of his lifestyle. Just doesn't differ that much from the sort of lifestyle you could say of Neymar at the time. And you could argue lifestyle probably one of the reasons why Neymar isn't playing at the highest level right at the moment. That is just my opinion. Had he handled himself very well, live a simpler lifestyle, enjoy the stardom, but don't let it, you could say, control you. But let's see. I don't
Different
know
league as
how.
well.
Sorry.
Different league. Spain, hot weather.
Mhm.
Basically, he plays a lot of the time when he plays the other teams in the Spanish league at walking pace. I see him walking a lot.
Yeah.
They're that dominant and that good in most of those games that he doesn't have to run or try that hard, or basically just it's a very different. Put him in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Watch him how he plays in the Premier League. Put him on any team in the Premier League. I guarantee you, he won't be the same.
23-2 says I don't know how he's going to cope with the cold weather in December. Eventually, he will get used to it. I remember when I arrived in America, I jokingly said I feel like going back because he was danglingly cold, especially because I grew up in northern Nigeria, and again, where in an area where it was very, very hot.
Cold,
Seriously,
yeah,
yeah.
that's right.
I remember Oscar
You
Soft.
still wear a beanie on your head even now, even in summer. That's how cold you get. Even now, you wear a hat.
For a different reason, though. Okay, I remember Oscar suffered the same thing during cold weather, but he eventually got used to it. He will get used to it, only a matter of time, because yeah, your body adjusts to whatever environment you find yourself in. He lives in a house. It's not going to kill him. Has air conditioned to, you could say, to make it comfortable for himself at night. But eventually, his body system will get used to it. IB is agreeing with Dante Estevao. The world is upside down. All right, Tavera, anything else you want to add to that before we move on to the next topic?
No.
All right, let's
So
move
quiet
on.
these days, Tobago. So quiet. Come on, buddy.
And if you remember, I wasn't even paying attention. He lost his ID, but he's found it because it's been a while that I heard him say, to be honest. Yeah, but he started. Yeah. He started again. All right. Let's see. Ancelotti. He said
I
he
think
said
he
a
needs some
lot
more
of.
sugar,
Go ahead.
what's his name? I think he needs like Leighton, rich money makers. He needs some more sugar, Tobago.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Santiago Muno. Nice to see you once again. It's been a minute. Where have you been? I hope you're okay, but always nice to see you. Big up to you too. Thank you for joining the conversation. And Mike Newman saying that's like saying Max Dolman isn't ready. I think you've refused to see things from our perspective, but you're entitled to your opinion. We're entitled to ours. You just have to be cautious. Look, there are things, for instance, let's use in real life. I don't know whether you're married, whether you have kids. There are certain things you don't, you, even though kids can do it, you don't allow them to do it. Just that's just, maybe that makes sense to a certain measure, because if you allow them to do it, I think, yeah, they'll start doing it, but at some point you find out them knowing how to do that actually, or maybe the fact that they started doing that at that age, at certain point becomes an issue. I'm not sure how else to explain this. Nobody's saying he's a bad player or he's not ready. He's ready. And remember, I've already said, few them week in, week out, he'll continue performing until he doesn't. And yeah, then we start seeing that sort of behavior that is common with Chelsea fans, one season wonder and all that. Even though some of those people that praise them the most will turn against them. Long time no see. I'm good. I'm good, my bro. I can't complain. And how about you? I hope your absence simply means that yeah, you've been busy. But nice to see you once again. I'd be here saying, anyone else worried about the early kickoff versus Burnley? Dante almost always worried about that. We are very flat
Yeah.
post international breaks. I agree, but I don't know. Dante, are you worried?
Yeah, yeah, of course. Yeah, that's always a little bit of a worry, especially the first half. Second half, we warm up a bit, get going. That second half usually after a couple of tweaks, but also we just look better. But that first half and on early kickoffs, especially, yeah, we don't do very well. To be honest, it's always been a bit of a worry for the reasons I've stated. Mostly the young guys. When it's such an early kickoff, normally you have to wake up a couple of hours earlier than usual, which for a lot of the young squads is always a little bit more difficult because they don't go to bed on time, most of them anyway. So, yeah, so you got to wake up earlier, meet with the team earlier, go through some stuff earlier, and then go. So you're starting the day a couple of hours earlier than you normally would, and so you're not sleeping as much. So, yeah, I always hated early kickoffs because of that reason, and from what I see, a lot of the young kids, a lot of the young players, they're up on. You can actually go see them. They play on PlayStation tournaments, FIFA tournament, football tournaments. They're still up at times when they shouldn't really be up doing that, but they still are. One, because they're getting obviously probably paid to do it, but also it's just who they are. That's the new age. That's it's all electronics, playing games, video games. That's if you look at all the interviews when they go behind the scenes. That's a lot of them say they spend most of their time playing video games with each other. That's what they do.
Something else. I want to ask you. I don't know how many of our players traveled, because that's usually, you can say,
How many
a
they what?
concern for
They
me. Enzo Fernandez didn't travel.
travel?
Got Ganacho didn't travel. That's good. Gittins did travel. Actually, there were concerns that he got injured because he
Yeah.
limped off during the under 21 games for England. Who else traveled? Bonanote didn't travel. But I don't. He hasn't done anything that you can say that gives me confidence that yeah, if he's on the pitch, he'd make a difference. He just comes across as good on the ball, good interlink up plays and all that. But who else didn't travel? Gusta traveled. James played. I remember watching him. I don't know. He traveled, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Look,
Our
I,
Brazilian
Yeah,
I haven't
James
looked
contingent
Tra-
exactly.
all traveled.
Tebega might know that more.
Go ahead, Tebejo.
yeah, James traveled. He played the first game.
But didn't play the second, right?
Yeah, the second he didn't play at all.
So that's
I think he played
to
90
an
minutes the
extent.
first game.
Gusto
Yeah.
played, finished with 2 assists in their last game.
Yeah.
What's his name? The one of our Spanish contingents in Marco Correa did travel.
He
Yes.
played as well.
Mark Gee traveled too.
He played as
Yes,
well. Yeah,
correct.
Marky, yeah.
So that usually, but Enzo Fernandez not traveling, for me, that's important. I think
Yes.
that makes.
Him.
Mhm.
Yeah. There's a few that didn't travel, which is good. The more key players did. Some of them didn't travel. So they got some rest, which is great. Yeah. But Yeah, I'm not too worried about them as much. These early kickoffs, mostly them not, because I mean they're different. They're a little bit different, but the rest of the squad, like most of the young guys, like I said, let's just say the ones that are single, maybe that are not, have families and kids already, like Enzo does, and those guys have kids already and family. That's a bit different. But even them I've seen playing up late in tournaments and doing stuff for FIFA and stuff like that. So, but yeah, little bit different, but yeah, it's just a routine. Your routine gets put off a little bit usually because you got to start very early for those early kickoffs, and it doesn't happen that often, but it does happen maybe once every 3 weeks. But it is very different from normal routine. So once you go away from the normal routine, which for a professional athlete is everything pretty much, your routine is key. Once you go off a little bit off that and change it up, and like I said, you just lose those 2 hours of extra sleep. That is massive. That's huge. So it always takes you much longer to get going, to start, to play, even to play the game. Like I used to, when I played, like I said, I hated it because it took me forever to get going, to get warmed, even though you do warm ups a lot,
Go ahead,
everything.
Dante. Give me 1 minute. Go ahead.
Yeah, you're just a bit more lethargic. It takes a bit longer because you're eating at a different, you're eating a couple of hours a different, because that's different as well. When you eat is different. So everything's a little bit different. So it kind of puts you off a little bit at the start, and you don't have that sleep at night properly, which most don't, especially when you travel, and depends where you go as well. I mean, these players obviously they all stay in 5-star hotels and stuff if they go, but I think Burnley's only 4-hour drive away, so I don't think they would have gone there the night before. I think they just meet up early in the bus and they go on the bus together in the morning. So yeah, that's what I mean. When it's further away, it's not bad because they usually go there the nights before, they go earlier, it's fine. But when it's like a couple of hours, 3-4 hours away, when you have to get on the bus and go together as a team, that's more difficult. Like I said, yeah, it's makes it a bit harder for young players. When you're older, it doesn't matter because you're used to it. You don't need as much sleep. It's very different. But when you're young, yeah, those it makes a little bit of in my opinion, I'm just saying from personal experience, it makes a difference it made a difference for me, and I think it makes a lot of people I know, everyone else said the same thing. So yeah, I think, and that's why those early games are a little bit sometimes of a little bit were a worry. Even under our previous managers, they were shocking most of those games. Most of the games we lost convincingly, or didn't play very good at all. So even now, it's still a bit of an issue. Those games, we haven't really mastered that yet, and that just takes time and experience, basically, for that to happen. But getting there better and better slowly. But of course, we have a lot of young players in our team still.
Yeah, Brazil played. Did this they have any other games to play before our Brazilian contingents join return?
Yeah, they're playing tonight.
The last one for the break.
Yeah, the last one.
Okay, maybe that makes a difference. Okay, you want to add to that, Tabeo, before we look at Carlo Ancelotti's comments on Estevao before we call it a day?
No, I'm cool, coach.
All right. Let's look at Carlo's comments here. The first one reads Carlo Ancelotti on Estevao, the mentality. Okay. Oh, Estevao himself and Carlo. The mentality is that he's trying to push me to be the best I can, and I am very happy about that. You see, when someone likes you, when they're not only praise you, but also give you a little scolding when needed. This kid is so smart. Let's see what else we have here. And when it's time to praise, praise. When it's time to criticize, criticize. So I am very happy for this incredible moment I am leaving. It's about working, improving every day. I know I've started to improve. I keep getting better and better here because it's an honor. Yeah, and what's his name is Enzo Maresca is that sort of manager too. Yeah, he's that sort of
Exactly.
manager too. When he needs to praise you, he praises you. When he needs to be critical of you, yeah, he'll be critical of you. And this year, Vince, okay, also reporting Carlo Ancelotti on Estevao. He's a very talented player. He's able to show every game in at Chelsea too, and he doesn't need a lot of minutes to show his quality. Yeah. He can play 5 minutes and he can show his quality. I think the Brazil national team is really lucky to have him, and also Chelsea. We are, and we do know Don Carlo. So this year is Carlo Ancelotti, Estevao again on Carlo. I try to maximize everything he teaches me. He's a guy with many titles and a really important curriculum. So I can never pronounce that word correctly. So I try to learn as much as I can from him to continue evolving in football. I thank God for putting him in my life because he's a spectacular manager and an incredible person. On a daily basis, he talks to me and gives me advice. So he's a guy that has helped me a lot. Now I must continue working for things to go well. Did he congratulate me after the game? He gave me a hug after the match, and I think that counts as congrats. A smart kid, anyway. I like listening to him. Carlo Ancelotti, I was pleasantly surprised by Esteva's talent. He showed composure, speed, and a natural instinct for spaces near goal. Chelsea are lucky. And I think we've talked about this particular report the other day when I mentioned that Nani Madrid and Nicholas Jackson. That's something that both they didn't do. They didn't do consistently. Is to shoot instinctively. This guy, in most cases, doesn't need a second touch. He understands, reads it very well. And I did mention that overhead bicycle kick goal he scored that people were saying, you can say, slating him for that. But that's down to lack of understanding of football. And I did try to explain that had he tried to get the ball under control before trying to score, chances are the opposition would have been able to clear the ball off the line. So instinctively, he did what he had to do to get the ball into the back of the net without risking the opposition getting a chance to clear it off the line. And Jean Jesus says the game is a must-win, otherwise Maresca out. Okay, if that rocks your word, go with it. You're entitled to your opinion. So let's see what else we have here. Andrea Santos and Estevao were indicated as starts in that. Okay, first training session, but this is old. That one is old. I think we're all caught up with all the items we have lined up. So anything else you guys want to talk about before we call it a day?
Nope, all good for me.
All right, Tabeho, how about you?
Nah, all good, bro.
All right, thank you so much. I'll send you the link for the collaboration in a bit. It has to download first. And with that, I want to say thank you to everyone that found the time to join the conversation. Jim Juso, IB, my bro, and Santiago Muno. Nice to see you always. It's been a minute, quite a long time. Marking new there. Nice to see you. 2324. And TC also, TCCFC was here. Who else was here? Patrick Joyce. And if I miss your name, apologies. See you guys next time. God bless us all and cheers. And something else, I'm going to start adding the Twitter links of those on the panel because not everyone on the panel has a channel so that you guys can go check it out and follow them. All right. If I miss your name, once again, apologies. See you guys next time. God bless us all and cheers.
Cheers, guys. Take care.
Chelsea fans, we won't stop believing. No knock. With every chant and roar, we rise for the fight. The blue flag in the air, let it fly with pride. We're gonna show the world all hearts open wide. From Stamford Bridge, share our voices to the light. We love for the team, stand strong by our side.
Through every challenge, we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hopes on the rise. Chelsea spirit shines, bright lights up the skies. And if a cowboy said, for Europe does, and then with a love this storm, every foe says to them, and there was a strife. You, my heart, keep the blue flame inside like we soar. Through every challenge, we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hopes on the rise. Chelsea's spirit shines, bright lights up the sky. Chelsea fans, we won't stop believing. New knock with every chant and roar, we rise for the fight. The blue flag in the air, let it fly with pride. We're gonna show the world all hearts open wide. From Stamford Bridge, share our voices to the light. We love for the team, stand strong by our side.
Through every challenge, we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hopes on the rise. Chelsea spirit shines, bright lights up the skies. And if a cowboy said, for real dance, and then with a love this storm, every phone's estimate, and there was a strife. You, my heart, keep the blue flame with eyes like a soar. Through every challenge, we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hopes on the rise. Chelsea's spirit shines, bright lights up the sky. Chelsea fans, we won't stop believing. New knock with every chant and roar, we rise for the fight. The blue flag in the air, let it fly with pride. We're gonna show the world all hearts open wide. From Stamford Bridge, share our voices to the light. We love for the team, stand strong by our side. Through every challenge, we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hopes on the rise. Chelsea spirit shines, bright lights up the skies. And if a cowboy said, for real dance, and then with a love this storm, every phone's estimate, and there was a strife. You, my heart, keep the blue flame with eyes like a soar. Through every challenge, we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hopes on the rise. Chelsea's spirit shines, bright lights up the sky. Chelsea fans, we won't stop believing. No knock. With every chant and roar, we rise for the fight. The blue flag in the air, let it fly with pride. We're gonna show the world all hearts open wide. From Stamford Bridge, share our voices to the light. We love for the team, stand strong by our side.
Through every challenge, we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hopes on the rise. Chelsea spirit shines, bright lights up the skies. And if a cowboy said, for real does, and I would love this storm. Every phone's just to bed, and there was a strife. God, you, my heart. Keep the blue flame inside like we soar. Through every challenge, we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hopes on the rise. Chelsea spirit shines, bright lights up the sky.